Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Bitcoin price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis. I would like to mention that this video is sponsored by MEXC, celebrating the 7 years with massive bonuses. You can find the link in the description below. And starting on the daily chart, we have of course our finished bull run here, potentially with a double 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 5, finishing a wave 1. We're looking currently for a wave 2 to be finished, of course, after the 0.38 FIB time here, minimum 17 November. And that because, of course, we need a 3 corrective wave after this, of course, whole impulse towards the upside. As an A, B, and a C would be, of course, a perfect corrective wave. However, we know, of course, corrections can be, of course, in different forms. They can be zigzags, they can be flat, they can be triangle, or they can be W, X, and a Y. Now, if we take a look after the top here, we have, of course, the first leg for this bear market. We have started with clear 3 waves toward the upside, potentially finished a wave A. We're looking at other 3 waves. Of course, it is a running flat here for a wave B. And you're looking still, of course, for a wave C, which it can unfold, of course, an impulse or an ending diagonal. An ending diagonal has higher potential, and that because of the corrective wave character, of course, that we got for the wave 1, which is a zigzag. We're gonna see, of course, this much more closer, but I'm explaining this exactly in the daily right now, just to let you know or to let you understand what's going on and what we might get, of course, next. So if we, in case we finish in A and then B and then we're looking for a wave C for a major wave A, this is what we would be looking at for is an ending diagonal. In case the wave A has finished on this low, not this one, meaning you might be looking for a wave B, which it might need a little bit more higher prices, and then moving for a wave C. And that because, of course, you have finished a complex structure here, W, X, and a Y. You're looking to an A, B, and a C potential expanding flat. And you're looking for a wave C for a wave B, of course, to close this wave B. And then moving towards the downside. The next option or scenario where you have finished a wave A here. And you are starting a completely, of course, wave B. Basically, I would call even that you can, in this case scenario, you can have finished a wave, major wave A here. And this is, of course, a W, X, Y, X, and a Z, where you have finished, of course, a very complex structure here with a double zigzag as well. It can be a big W, X, and a Y. And you're looking, of course, for 3 waves toward the upside for the wave B. Now, the wave B, of course, can be a zigzag taking the all-time high, can be a flat, can be a triangle, can be, of course, a double zigzag, of course, as WXY, and then moving towards the downside. So these are the main 3 ideas to understand what is going on this area. Now, if you want to see it, of course, closer on the 2-hour chart first, and we see the scenarios that it might unfold in this case. So we're gonna see the first scenario where you have an A, B, and a C already finished, and you're looking for a wave C right now, which it might be, of course, an ending diagonal. In this case scenario, you are looking at the following scenario where you have finished A, B, and a C, and you're looking here at the wave 1 as a zigzag. We have, of course, finished potentially also the correction as a wave 2, A, B, and a C. Finish wave 2, and you're looking here for 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 towards the downside. Now, of course, for this wave 3, you need, of course, a zigzag, which is an impulse, correction, impulse, right? So basically, we finish in the perfect fib levels for wave 2, and now we're looking for 1, 2, and is this another 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5? Well, we're gonna see, of course. But we need, of course, an impulse here to see what's going on. We have to, of course, dive a little bit deeper in the micros later on to see, of course, which scenario might unfold here. Now, the next scenario is where you have finished potentially a wave A after this area where you have W, X, and a Y, as we mentioned. So you have finished W, X, and a Y. For a wave A here, and you're looking for an A, B, and a C, it can be, of course, an expanding flat again. A, B, and a C, and you have a 1, a 2, and then 3, 4, 5. Don't forget here you can have, of course, a wave 1 through a diagonal in this shape, right? And then we're still looking potentially for a wave 2, meaning if you have a wave 1 here finished as 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, or even 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, you're looking here for something very corrective, and then, I don't know, it still needs, of course, a wave 2 at the end. It needs 0.38 at least to be taken to move towards the upside, of course. Otherwise, we can have here an ABC, meaning, of course, a W. After W, X, and a Y, your wave Y can be a zigzag here. This correction can be the wave B for this zigzag, which is A, B, and a C, finishing a wave B and then moving toward the downside. Yeah, so we're gonna see this, of course, inside the micros. Again, I'm gonna zoom in later on in it. The final scenario is where your wave A has finished here potentially. You're looking at a W, X, a Y, X, and a Z, or a big W, X, and a Y. And basically here we're looking at the diagonals, right, to move towards the upside. We have as well our wave A potentially here finish for this correction. And then we're looking at a wave B. Now let's move on the 1 hour chart for this one, for the micros. So on the wave A here, you finish potential leading diagonal. And the wave B, of course, still need the 0.38, I would say. Normally, minimum requirement is 0.38 for a wave B or a wave 2. But of course, sometimes wave B, if it is a triangle, it can simply hit the 0.23 and move towards the upside. What is the triangle? The triangle is an A, a B, a C, a D, and an E. Well, yesterday I was talking about this. I don't like it because it should be, of course, a wave E like a zigzag. Now, possibly that we today can get, of course, this zigzag after A, B, C, D. Your wave E is still unfolding right now. One more leg towards the downside. Yeah, very possible, of course. But don't forget, if we take this wave E, now the 886 has, I mean, here, if this is your wave E, it has took already the low, with this one. If we're gonna take, of course, the low, meaning it's gonna take the low here, it's gonna invalidate the triangle again. And invalidation of triangle bring us to a different scenario because, A, B, C, D, and an E should, of course, finish somewhere here. So it can be also that this wave E finishes truncated, so be careful as well. Very tricky price action. And yeah, if in case we take the low, because we took the all 886 here as well, it can be that we move back to the second scenario between the 1.38 to 1.618 for an ending diagonal. What I mean with this is an A, B, and a C formation for 1, 2, and you're looking right now for a wave 3, 4, and a 5. But this doesn't look like so. I mean, if you want to see a wave 3, okay, it can be, but you need, of course, to see a zigzag, right, for a wave 3, hitting, of course, this fib level, and then 4 and a 5. Yep, so these are the 3 scenarios that we might face in a bigger view, of course, for the wave A. And, of course, in micro, we have the triangle. We have also an A, B, and a C potentially. And preferably, of course, to take the low, guys. Preferably to take the low, of course, since the 886 has been touched several times. That was it for Bitcoin. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.